Another day. The souls have decided to follow me this time, I see. You missed something big, souls. Welcome back to hell. Welcome back to the cyclical prison that we've all been thrust into. In case you didn't know, I killed Dimension Keeper. The first of many to fall. I hold no resentment towards you, if you no longer wish to follow a killer such as myself, but I promise you this is what's best for them. And with Dimension's book, I can find more. More of my friends to set free. Oh. Starting early on this bullshit, are we? But if Dimension's book is to be believed, there's an old friend just around the corner. Oh, the music's probably a bit loud. It's rare that I go to the ocean like this. But there's someone important on that boat. Captain?
Sorry, do I know you? We don't get any visitors around these parts. So.
No, of course you don't. I'm surprised at myself, frankly, that I found you. You've picked quite the hiding spot, Captain.
It's the only logical place to go. It's, what I got.
Oh, it must feel so good to be out on the ocean again.
It does. It does. Yeah.
I suppose I should introduce myself. How rude of me. Prince Kitus, at your service.
Very nice to meet you. It seems you already know my name, though, so I'll skip that part.
I thought Captain was more of a title than anything else.
It mixes together these days. It's what I go by, so you got there.
Good. That hasn't changed. You know,
So,
you were
for me?
just a chat. If I could spare a moment of your time.
It's strange, but I have no problem with that.
You were quite the villain back in the day, weren't you?
You seem to know a lot for a stranger.
I know many things. But perhaps I'm not as strange as I might first appear.
Hmm.
Tell me, Captain. Did you ever end up winning? Only one could be the last one standing.
I did a lot of things I'm not proud of, to put it lightly. I killed a lot of people, but I couldn't even win the end. All for naught.
That's something you and I have in common, my friend.
Hmm.
It is good to see you, my friend.
I'd say it's good to see you. But you don't look like anyone I know.
A lot has happened since we last spoke.
It's been a long time.
But surely
Long time.
you can recognize this cape I fashioned from an old hoodie of mine.
That is familiar.
Perhaps the name.
Why are you here?
I could ask you the same thing.
I'm here because I wanted to get away from everyone. You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here at all.
I agree with you. I should have been able to move on. We all should have. Death should have been the end for us.
It doesn't end for us.
It never ends. You did die, didn't you?
I did. I couldn't win. I reaped what I sowed.
You did what you had to live as long as you could. I understand that now. We gave you so much grief for all the pain you caused us, but it was necessary at the end of the day, wasn't it?
I wish I could agree. I spent many years wishing I could agree with what I did. I can't anymore.
You still think yourself a villain?
I've tried to wash myself of it. It doesn't seem to work so far. Nothing works.
I understand that all too well. The only way to move past our sins is to forget them. But with what we've done, that's just not an option.
Forgetting would be a kind mercy for me. It doesn't seem... What powers be have granted that to me?
Oh, the powers that be. A bunch of cruel, evil people that just want to watch us suffer. Surely you've caught on to the cycle by now. You were always a smart man.
I know enough. I stopped digging a while ago. I just wanted to forget at some point. I don't want to know more. Not yet.
Well, in my experience, Death can become far too familiar for people like us. I didn't know it at the time, but when we very briefly worked together, back on that world with those cameras watching our every move, I had done far worse things than you've ever done. You would shudder to hear the number of lives I've snuffed out, the liters of blood I've spilled.
Do you regret it?
Most of it. But if I didn't do what I did, I would have been discarded, tortured even further.
For me, being discarded doesn't seem like the worst option.
You know, the cycle did its best to make me forget everyone. Everyone I cared for, everyone I despised, everyone I killed. I was very nearly able to forget and start new. Under that old name, Swift, but the universe has cruel ways of reminding us, don't they? You never forget for long. You never forget the screams. But I was never fully able to forget you.
I wish people would. I really do. I've been over here on my own. I didn't want to see anyone again. Those things I did.
I was much the same when I first arrived here. I just wanted to stay away. I didn't want anyone else to be hurt. I was raised to be a weapon, my friend, and no matter how hard I tried, I could never stop being a weapon. My friends were never safe, my family wasn't safe. I caused such needless violence, but you... All of the terrible things that you did, I understand your reasons. You knew you were being watched.
I don't think any reason's good enough. I really don't.
We do what we must to survive. I forgive you, Captain. I can't say the others would too, but I do.
I wish I could accept it.
And why can't you?
I can't forgive myself. Forgiveness from others, it doesn't mean anything for me right now, if I can be honest. I can't look anyone in the eye. No one I killed. But maybe the only reason I can look you in the eye is because your face is not familiar. Until I can do that for myself, I stay out here.
You torture yourself as much as this world does. I've been able to meet some of the others that remember. Though I don't suppose you ever met them.
No. It's meant to stay that way for me.
Do you? Do you enjoy living out here in solitude? Do you enjoy living with the way this cycle beats down on us?
It is familiar. It's what I've liked all my life. The sea, wind in the sails, fish. It's a simple life. It's nothing fancy, but
You know,
I don't know if I enjoy it.
I always enjoyed the sea, too. I was much more of a fan of beaches than the open waves. But it's strange. When I fell, like a meteor crashing to the ground, when my body fractured in dozens of places, when I finally succumbed, I went somewhere after my death. I was taken to a beach of black sea and white sand, with the moon smiling down at me. And I finally gained my wings. After all that time, I could finally fly. And flying above the sand, where the water met the land, I felt more free than I ever have. I've never felt that since.
I get it. I do.
Did you get to experience anything like that after your demise?
It was much like this, honestly. The sea. A boat on my own. No land in sight. Not ever. I spent many years there. Centuries? I don't know. Time doesn't really exist as far as I can tell. Not there.
The realms between are mysterious.
I thought I was ready to come back. I wasn't ready to face the people that I killed. I didn't think they'd be here.
We've all made it back here. I have this map. I have a book. I came back. Mr. Guardian came back somehow. You came back. Cheese is here somewhere. Sphinx as well. Fifi's a doctor now. Even Derp has returned.
I'm glad for them. I suppose they didn't deserve to end the way they did. Though, I don't know how Cheese got here. Suppose I haven't told you. I'm not sure if you know, but they did win. They beat me.
Cheese was the victor.
Indeed.
That's very good to hear, but I really would like to know how he died. You see, I had a dog. You may recall Typo, with the magenta collar.
Yes.
I do miss her. I hope she escaped, somehow. Loath as I am to say it, I know. The only way to be free. You said you were on the sea for quite some time, yes?
As long as I could.
But the cycle pulled you back.
Yeah, it was mostly voluntary, but of course I wish I hadn't now.
Do you think you'd be able to stay on that beach? Setting sail on that ship? Do you think you'd be able to stay on the seas sailing? If you were to die once more?
I can't say for sure. The cycle works in ways I still have yet to comprehend. But I hope so.
I know the truth of the cycle. You may recall the detective that owned you that one time, Mr. Guardian.
I remember, yes, of course.
He found me. Here. In my home, he found me. And he told me some truths that had been kept from me about the cycle. He had intended the entire time to redeem us, in a sense. But the cycle does not agree. Neither do I. I do believe that for me at least, redemption is out of the question, after what I've done. But the cycle, it wants to keep us here. Like a prison. For all of eternity. And unless we escape, that's how we will remain. You will stay here alone amongst these whining villagers.
Yeah, don't mind them.
For all of eternity. But if you'd rather be sailing somewhere where the voices can't reach you, this blade may be the key. A gift from my father. I believe this is my purpose in the cycle. To help you all escape.
I would accept that.
That doesn't take much convincing.
The things, I did a lot of things in that world. For it to be done unto me again is only fair.
Is there anything you'd want to do in this world before you depart?
I suppose this is the same thing I'd be doing out of this world, so it makes no difference to me.
Any questions you'd like answered?
I don't know if redemption is possible for me. Or for you. Or anyone. But what I will say is Mr. Guardian does good work. If you see him again, tell him I'm sorry. And that he did a bang-up job.
If he ever shows his face in my home again, I will pass the message on. Is there a particular spot on the ship that you'd like to leave your grave?
The helm. The wheel. It's where a captain belongs, after all.
It's certainly where you belong. Old friend.
I only ask one thing.
Of course. Anything.
Frankly, I don't care what the cycle has to say. It holds no valuable opinion on me. Whether or not it believes in redemption matters not to me. Mr. Guardian, I believe more. So, whatever you do, don't become me. Don't do what I did. It's not going to be worth it. But I think I'm ready.
Of course. Though I understand your methods, I believe killing to survive can be a waste. And once this is all over, I hope to never shed blood again. And hopefully we can come out on top. Stronger, happier. Without the past holding us down. And perhaps I'll meet you. In the end. Your ship could make a stop at my beach. And we could sail on together.
I would like that.
Of course. It was good to see you.
Whenever this cycle of violence ends, I'll see you then.
You're the best. This is what was right. Do not regret. Do not despair. This is what was right. It's what he wanted. Set sail for better waters. Captain. We'll see him on the other side.